you think that you act differently in social media than you do in real life?
Oh, yeah. No.
Okay, everyone explain their reasonings why. I don't post a lot.
I only post when I have something to share.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time it's not a lot. So I feel like I don't try to portray something different from what my actual life is. I'll just post whatever, if I'm feeling good that day or I have something to share, like went out or something, I'll post it. Or if I, am working on something, or if I have a certain stance I want to share, then I'll post it. I never fake stuff, or I don't try to make other people seem like my life is great. Even when life is down, I still don't post it because I feel like I'm not comfortable being vulnerable on social media like that. Just because I have a lot of family members who don't really see me that often on there, or just I find it so private to me, so I don't try to put air out all my stuff on social media. But it's just a preference because that's how I am as a person. So I solely use social media just to let people know what I'm up to when I'm up to something.
So I feel like that's the difference with me. It's more so of I feel like I get that confidence posting rather than being in front of someone, physically, and being scared of being told something. It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. If you know what I mean,
Yeah.
because you can also get the hate online, but I don't know. To me, I feel like it gives me more confidence.
I think I think at the time when I got older, I started acting more different on social media. But before, I posted edited Naruto pictures and stuff. It was so I've always I've always been me on some level on social media, and then nowadays I'm for sure it's just what I'm up to every 2 months, and I'm not portraying, and I'm really not doing it. I'm not showing anything that I'm not doing at all. It's literally you can get a summary of my past couple weeks with look at the picture. So I'm not portraying anything different on social media.
Here's the thing. I think it also has to do with you growing up, right? Because I also Instagram I wouldn't post a lot back then, and now I feel like after graduating high school, that's when I started posting more.
Yeah, same. I feel like with me, I don't act different. I still, whatever I post online is how I am. Even in my close friends, I just literally post how I am, doing literally the most random things. And then publicly, I feel like publicly I'm more scared, I guess, to show things. I still show me, who I am, the things I do, the things I like. But sometimes I feel like I'm more scared to do it on my public story because I feel like I'm going to be judged. But then it's it's my social media, I shouldn't care, that's my own, that's my account. I can literally post whatever I want, and if somebody doesn't like it, easily they can unfollow me or not even look at it or nothing. So it's I don't know, it's just a lot of overthinking when I go to post, even my dance videos when I post it. I'm oh, I don't know if I should post this, is it good? Because we're probably going to look at it and be oh, it's not even that good, why did she post it? But it's just overthinking and yeah, which comes a lot with social media. I guess for me personally, I overthink a lot what I post. Even if it's a simple picture of me, I have to look at it a whole bunch of times and be wait, do I look good? Do I like that? Be wait, that's kind of weird. After I look at it a lot, but then I just end up posting because I'm well, I feel good. I should be able to post it because I feel good. I like how I look.
And that's where I bring up the confidence. You get that confidence because you're not overthinking it and you're not physically in front of someone being told something.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just there's a lot that comes with just posting in social media. Like, there is a good part of it, but then the downside, like the overthinking and like being like, oh wait, and how you said in the beginning, like the comparing. I still kind of do that, which I try not to, but not in like a way that makes me feel bad, I guess. Just in like like if I see somebody post a picture, I'm like, damn, like she's really pretty. It's like I wish I was pretty like that, but not in like a way that makes me feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
Just in a way that's like, oh, they're like really pretty. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, or like if I see somebody working out and it's like, oh, I want to look like that. But I don't feel down. I just say, oh, I
It's
want
like
to look
you
like
just
that. Like
try
it gives me,
more.
I guess, motivation,
Yeah.
like inspiration
Yeah.
in a way. I feel like back then it would make me feel bad about myself, but as I got older and like I guess I started getting more self-confidence, it's more now as in like motivation and inspiration, and not like a getting me. It doesn't get me down anymore. But I feel like that also comes with like growing up and. Again, like growing up in social media, there's like so many
Yeah.
downsides of it, but also good. Like, it's
I feel like it depends on the person and also the age, because if you're younger, you're more influential than you are when you're older. So when you see things when you're older, you don't necessarily take it that way. So I feel like when we got on social media and we saw certain things, I mean, we were at that age where we were influential when we got on social media. I don't think it affected us as much, and I don't know what the correlation is with age, but I just feel like we weren't as affected. Like when we saw certain trends, maybe it's just like a person-to-person thing.
Or maybe I think the trends have changed.
I was
I feel
gonna
like back
say,
then
yeah.
the trends weren't so about like how you physically look than they are now.
Yeah.
Like back then it was dumb trends like the Kylie Jenner thing, but that also wasn't like I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't like to make anybody feel bad
Like
that they
people-
had small lips or something.
Yeah.
Like people were just doing it because it was
large
stupid.
lips. Like people were doing it was like it was like a joke at some point.
Yeah,
like,
I think
shit.
back the reason why that is because the trends back then were more like stupid and like I guess funny, but now it's like more serious. Like oh, those like on TikTok I see all those like the hair colors they call it different things or like you have to have your nails the clean girl aesthetic like all that. And it's like now it's different. Like now it's more about your physical appearance. Like you have to look this way, you have to act this way, which I feel like why now so many kids back to that are acting the way they are because the trends now have changed completely. Because back then when I was in growing up in social media, I've never been like depressed to the point where like I feel like kids are now. Like you're like comparing yourself constantly because I feel like that the trends have just
And I
changed.
feel like it also has to do with like the newer generation. Not that they're more sensitive, but it's like certain topics. The topics are more sensitive now, if that makes sense. Like gender. That's like they can easily cancel you now. Something that we didn't really do back then.
Like if you don't follow what the group is saying and you stray away
Yeah.
from the group or you have a different mentality or a different look, you'll be like scrutinized or like shut
Judged,
down
Yeah.
because you're different from what everyone else is portraying themselves to be. Because I feel like at that age, you don't have a sense of identity as you do maybe later on in life. So you want to fit in at that age. You want to be cool. You want to have friends. You might want attention or might want the boys to like you. So these girls, they see like people doing the clean girl aesthetic, and they want to do the no makeup look because that's what they also hear that guys like. They like no makeup, but guys don't understand the difference between no makeup and actual no makeup, or like minimal makeup and like actually like
Nothing
no
at all,
nothing on
yeah.
your face. So they try to follow that. They buy the skincare, they buy the foundation, the lip glosses, lip plumpers, and they buy the cloaks, they buy the hair clips, they buy the hair stuff, and they want to portray themselves like that because they go to school and they're like, oh, I like your outfit, or oh, I like your vibe, or I like
This
your
is the
aesthetic.
trend.
Yeah, so they want to fit in because if they did anything else that has nothing to do with it or is not in tune with what's the trends nowadays or what people want to look like nowadays, they're going to be casted out. They're going to be called names. They're going to be like, let's say someone back then, everyone loved the Tumblr 2014. That was our thing. The Tumblr aesthetic with the chokers.
The chokers and like the dresses with the Vans.
Yeah,
and
with
all
the
that.
Vans and all that. And I feel like if they were to dress like that nowadays, like someone who's 12 years old, instead of doing the clean girl aesthetic, they want to do the Tumblr girl. They're gonna be shunned out. Oh, why are you wearing skinny jeans? Oh, why is your hair parted like that?
Or
why?
wearing a choker. Like
Yeah,
wearing,
like it's not cool.
I feel like back then, I don't know, maybe like with us, I feel like we weren't as judged. Maybe I'm wrong, but it didn't feel how it feels now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you could have honestly worn whatever and nobody would have really cared. And maybe like yeah, there were mean people that would say stuff, but it wasn't as much as now.
Yeah, so I think it's a bigger audience now, even though you feel like it's a bigger audience, even if you're not like content creator, you just feel like, I mean, there's a lot more people on the internet, a lot more people focus on the internet, so a lot more people could potentially see what you're doing, so you feel more judged.
Yeah, and I feel like even if you're not like a content creator or something, I feel like eyes are always on you. Like even us as like literally regular people, I feel like anything we do, like people are just always watching.
Yeah, and I feel like kids are a lot more ruthless nowadays.
For sure.
I feel like there's a reason why people want to fit in more than they did back then. I mean, I've always heard that bullying was always a thing, like it was always pretty bad. But I feel like with the way kids are nowadays, they have access to certain things like guns, weapons. They're a lot more desensitized to violence. So I feel like they don't necessarily care as much. And I feel like it's more extreme to where like kids nowadays, they want to fit in because they don't want to face whatever they're gonna face with someone who, you know, doesn't think that they fit in or will target them for how they look or how they act. Because like kids nowadays, they know a lot of terms, they know a lot of stuff that they don't even
They should
understand
probably do-
what they're saying.
Things we didn't even know at that age.
Yeah.
Like so many kids, like even like cussing, which I feel like we did at 8 years old. Who was cussing like that?
No, someone
People are
would
not.
definitely snitch.
A lot, yeah, that, and I feel like a lot of people didn't start cussing till like middle school or like high school. And if you did before that, like yeah,
You wouldn't cuss with like teachers though.
yeah, exactly. But kids nowadays, they don't care. Like a teacher's right there, and they'll literally say stuff in front of the teacher or to the teacher.
No, I constantly
It's
hear
like
it.
we were not that bold ever.
Yeah, no.
Like even the baddest kids in school, I don't think they were ever like that. And I feel like now, if you like you see the change, and you working like being a teacher, you see it.
Yeah, so like in the elementary school I work at, I constantly have to turn around and look at a kid for saying fuck you or fuck this or this bitch or like constantly hearing cuss words, and I'm turning around and I'm surprised to see it's a second grader. It's an 8-year-old kid. And I'm like, why do you know this word? Or saying like inappropriate stuff like pussy, dick. I mean, it's like talking about jizz, like it's weird. I'm turning around and like you don't know what you're talking about, and if you do, that's actually really concerning. But it's like, it's sad to see that they're so open about it and they don't care. They think it's funny. Back then, we didn't think it was funny to be caught by a teacher. I would never have the balls to say it to my teacher or like to an adult. I feel really bad about it, and everyone else would look at you the same way. But I feel like nowadays you cuss at a teacher and everyone's like, oh,
Yeah, they're like
my
laughing,
god,
like, oh my
oh, you did that. It's
To
like,
an adult,
to-
that's
exactly.
crazy, yeah.
they're like, damn, you got the balls or something. Like it's sad to see that disrespect is now like deemed cool.